Welcome everyone on the Attack of the Lord Night. I'm just kidding. I am Mustang of Battlecore, here with you with another Core Talk. Today I have with me the Core Knights and the Battlecore staff. I have the detective himself, Tom. Tom, say how you doing?
Hey everybody, how's it going?
All right, we have the glass cannon himself, Kevin. Say how you doing?
I was kidnapped.
We have the Grandmaster Judge, the Alchemist, John. Say how you doing?
Woo! What's up? I magicked this guy up.
And we have the card production team, the owner of the card game zone, the guy who's named the Uchiha, Isaac.
No, Uchiha. How y'all doing, everybody?
All right.
Tag. Not the
I
roll
love
pro
how
tag.
you're waving to the phone like they can see.
Facts.
Look, eventually, hopefully one day. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So today, basically, we're going to talk about what exactly we define as a competitive player, and furthermore, how do we as a community determine who the best player is? All right. So let's start off with what do you define as a competitive player, gentlemen? What do you define as that?
You know what?
Give 100. No
The only what I determine as a competitive player is this. Now, of course, no one on the outside can see this from what I'm about to say. So this is more of a personal thing. What determines a competitive player is how much time you put into the card game outside of tournaments. Researching, playing with your deck, researching of different outcomes that your deck will have fighting against certain things. Shadow playing. That may be a thing that some people do. I think shadow playing should be one of them.
Shadow play, test hands,
that type of thing. Not just building a deck and just saying, I got a deck and me run with it. Because I'm just saying, anyone can just build a deck, go to the shop and start playing. Mm-hmm. You win one locals, don't mean you're the best player in the world. You may just got lucky that day. But on the real note, I really think that time and effort that you put into your career as a competitive player outside of tournament play, on the inside for the player, determines if you are a competitive player. Now, on the outside, because this is what everyone else views. What determines a competitive player, no offense to these people I'm about to say, isn't you getting on stream and playing people and winning. You can't just go on and start playing with your friends. You can't go on and start playing with some of your streamers, no offense. I'm not saying all streamers, all the people watching your stream, rather. All the people watching your stream are bad. There's a different energy and mindset that you, the player, put in when you join a live event. You start making more precise decisions. You start punishing yourself mentally by making a mistake. You are more aware of your mistakes, and you're also more aware of your opponent's mistakes. You try to more capitalize on it. Sometimes when you're playing casually with your friends, or some of your people, or the people watching your stream, and they make mistakes or you make mistakes, you're not as heavy on yourself as you would be in a tournament. Furthermore, I think that point right there, I think really runs home for me anyways, is your performance in actual events, and not only where you top, but how much that event is worth, not to you, but to the community. Because just because you topped at a 5K tournament, yes, you did win. Does it stack up to this guy who topped in regionals? How do we determine that? I don't know. That's what we're going to talk about in a little bit. But for how we determine a good player, keeping your records, making sure you keep your records, and then eventually, whether it's on social media or whatever, present them to, I don't know, your stream, some of your friends doing a talk.
My headphones.
I think these are the points where, I say determines if you're a competitive player or not. A good competitive player, casual, whatever. But a competitive player, regardless of where you sit, because of course, there's a difference between casual
Yeah.
and competitive.
I'm actually about to build off of that.
There's a different mindset.
So what do you guys say, Kev, about this?
Well, so in my eyes, a competitive player, because anybody can actually be a competitive player, but the difference between a casual player and a competitive player is the drive and the hunger to improve, to get better, to win.
Yep.
The people that want to attain a
that-
title
that-
or
sounds-
a dub.
Yep.
That
Give
is
here.
a competitive player.
I give you
Sounds
5 on
great,
that
yeah.
one. I give you 5 on that one.
That's how I hitting the dot right there.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
I
that's in my eyes a competitive player, and not only that, I will view a competitive player that is willing to go out of their way to either attend a 5K, 1K regional, even if they don't top, they're willing to go to every single one,
To test their skills,
test their
against
skills,
everybody
and
else.
put their name out into the community. That's why I say a competitive player. You might not top a regional or something, but if you go enough and start these small communities know, oh, it's you or it's you, I will view that as you're a competitive player because people know you and people know not to fuck with you.
Yep, your name goes around. You go like, man, I played that guy before. He's really strong. Really?
Because
Yeah.
Because topping is good for that very
You also
moment.
gotta be careful because there's like a 180 to that with. It's like, I know this guy, he cheats a lot.
Oh yeah, stop with that. We don't want to talk about that one.
We've had friends where we get whispered in the ear, like, watch his board.
Yes, very much. But back to top, as I was saying before.
Yep.
The driver of that, and fuck, I lost my train of thought because you just.
I'm sorry.
It'll be like that. It'll be like that.
Yo, but no, as I said, to
Probably
put your
wasn't
name. No, it was something important. To put your name out there, to know what you are. You winning a tournament is good for the moment. You putting your name out there will last for a while.
Yep.
And that's what I view as a competitive player. Not everybody else look at that, but to me personally, I'm going competitive because I want people to recognize what I'm doing.
Okay. All right.
And getting a title.
Okay.
That's all I'm not really putting that. And anybody else can view that differently. But in my eyes, that's how I look at it.
All right. I agree.
So, Alchemist, what you guys say?
Well, I see this also as like just being like a normal competitive sport. I've done a lot of swimming, tennis, and like that. Like, how can you be competitive in normal sports and versus how you can be a casual in a normal sports environment? Is the same thing applies to card games because just like in esports, they're rise up as it being a sport, and I feel like this should be a sport as well because it's a mental exercise, just like chess. Competitive chess. How do we define somebody for competitive chess? The amount of time they put in, the amount of victims they go up against.
Victims. You know what? I like that.
How many victims you got, Tom?
I like how everybody looks over here.
Tell how many
Dang.
victims you got, Tom.
Detective. I thought you were detective. I thought you solve crimes, not make them. Or do you make them to solve them?
Hey, you know
Hey, you know
that's
what?
a good point.
Hey, you know.
I never asked him that.
I solve my own crimes.
All right.
Nickname detective. Do he make life, bro? That is crazy.
By the
It
way,
makes more sense now.
By the way, the nickname for detective is more of I watch people's hands and then
Kill them.
read what they have and what they don't have.
And then kill them.
Yes, and build a strategy off
You heard
of
what he
that.
said? Kill him. And he
Kill
said
him.
yes.
All right.
So
Okay. Can I confirm?
He creates his own crimes.
Oh man.
Well, most police officers, when they commit a crime, they'll plant evidence.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dang.
Okay.
Wrong
So,
time.
we
wrong
roasted.
time.
Hey, that's crazy.
How you doing?
This yellow player dirty.
Watch his board. Watch his board, guys. Watch his board.
Oh my
He might
God.
plant that Lloyd Nightmon somewhere inside.
So it is specific.
Just so you're aware, I do not cheat. I abhor cheaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but you do shuffle in certain ways that no one can
Your
tell.
shuffle is kind of sus.
My shuffle?
Man, why you roasted him?
Is it really?
No.
No.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
David's shuffling is sus.
Oh,
This dude go
okay.
like.
It's waterfall shuffling.
What is that? You just waving the cards or something?
If you guys are wondering what he's talking about,
It's
he's
more or less
literally
like
just
a half
he's
cut,
shuffling.
every half
He's
cut.
literally
Yeah,
shuffling.
It's the same thing.
And
It's
it's
a waterfall.
like a playing cards where he's just like taking
Dropping them.
the whole stack and just like making it like Magic style. He's not even like moving the deck.
He just literally is fancy. It just, I don't know what it is. Maybe something about shuffling soothes people when you just want to have something in your hands. Any case, all right. So detective, we're gonna come towards you real quick. What do you define as a competitive player?
Most of your points were actually really good, so I'll come up with a different point. It's actually when you get angry at a particular loss of whether.
Becoming a victim, eh?
That is the way you said it.
I'm 100% on that one.
Yeah.
The team knows
Yeah.
when I used to play Vanguard, when I take a loss, I'm out of that venue. I got to leave, and I get upset, and then, especially if I'm on a team with him
Yeah.
and Josh, I'll take it so hard, especially depending on how important that game was. I'll take it so hard, and I'll blame myself the entire time.
I think
The entire day.
And it could, and a lot of times when you're angry, so see, there's two variations of anger. There's anger that you played your game properly and the person was just better than you, and then there's the other one where you're just like your hand bricked, or there's so much luck sack that happened
Yeah,
that there was like literally
does
nothing
suck.
you can do. It is the most upsetting thing, and the people that don't get upset are definitely not competitive players.
I think I agree with you there. I think the gray area for me would be definitely if your hand breaks, because people break. Even as a casual, you're gonna be upset that you couldn't play unless you play the game because your hand broke, right?
Yeah.
But I definitely will agree with the prior statement where you lost just simply because your opponent was better than you. Because then you think to yourself, dang, if I just did this more, if I did that more, if I did those
Start
practices
thinking.
more, if I started thinking, if I didn't miss my card, because this guy was better than you, you are now frustrated at yourself because you felt like you could have put in more work. Because you did your best. And it's when you do your best, you think back, hey, yeah, because like when you do your best, you think to yourself, well, now what could I do better?
Yeah, because sometimes you'll go back and start thinking of some of the plays you did, like, damn, I probably could have did that.
Or
Actually,
even right
on-
after
on-
the play.
On
Yes.
that turn, I could have made it cheaper. On that turn, I could have gave him more, because in return, I think he would give me more.
Because
of
at that turn, I could just shit out a blocker and prevent myself from dying.
Right. Like, it's just so
you
much.
made detective strikes again.
Yeah.
Yes, cost another murder. You're right.
Yeah.
And another weird note, I do also see competitive players with like max rarity decks. And it's not because like, oh, I'm rich, I play max rarity. I see people with
There-
max rarity decks, I'm thinking that they actually care about the game enough
Pride. Sense of pride.
to want to have the
So
max
I
rarities.
actually have something about
Sense
that.
of
There's
pride.
there's actually two variants of that. So there are
Not all of them are competitive.
Not
but-
all of them. That's what I said. There are competitors that, as you said before, that will max vary them out because they know they're going to be competitive, and maybe they're just showing up because if they ever get in top table, they want their deck to be shiny.
Yes, we in Vanguard, me
Especially
and our team
Vanguard.
played a team called Too Shiny, and every single one of them had a max rarity deck. It was
Oh,
so
yeah, that
cool.
was that
It was
crazy.
It was
blinding.
so cool.
It would have been blinding.
Team
But then
Too
there's
Shiny.
another flip side of that coin. I keep throwing that out there, but the Jimmies that just want to buy just all the shiny cards just because they just want to look cool, and they don't really actually play that well.
Yeah.
There are people like that.
There are people like that, but I
And yes, when I coin Jimmy's, it's a joke as that people are instinctively buying things and not actually thinking about the game.
Yeah,
that's why I call it
because with
Jimmy's.
me,
I thought you were talking about like Timmy, like Timmy.
Timmy's are the other ones. Timmy's are like
Because,
one step lower than
Because
that.
you guys know me, for all the decks that I play, actually, yeah, for all the decks I play, y'all know I have not really cared about max rarity mounts at all. When it came, especially, I'm gonna really go for the mangoes because that's where they really kind of max out at. I did not care about max rarity mounts.
Except for that one.
The only time is where you guys go like, hey, I got it. I got the max rarity version right here. Take it. And I'm just kind of like, shit, bet. I got it. Or when he offered like the, one of them gave me like the alternate art of the Ancient Garuma. I was fine with the regular one. I ain't tripping. But they gave it to me and I'm like, you gotta come in here, fam.
You also hated it.
Yeah. but
has
I'm
that
like,
one little leg
I'm like,
there.
you gotta come in here, fam. And if I have like 2 or 3 non-max rarities, I ain't finna go out my way to go get another one. Or to complete it. I'm chilling.
Just we happen to have it. We have it.
Yeah.
I definitely think with the max rarity thing, I'm not. Dang, you bring some good points, Tom. Because it's like those small things you don't pay attention to until someone brings it up. Because I definitely was one of those type of people where, like in Yu-Gi-Oh, when I go to regionals and made like to nationals, I definitely realized I will get in high rarity cards. Not necessarily just because I have money to have. It's like a sense of pride. You know, like you go out into this stage to compete with other people. You want to make sure you look good. You know, like you don't take a dirty jersey out to go play on a high
just
field.
to prove a
Hold
point.
the fuck up. You calling Metagroomon dirty in his base form?
What the heck? I say nothing about Metagroomon. Where did he get this from? Where did he get this from?
Yeah, you don't show up to like a ballroom dance with like a used tux. You buy a new tux.
Wait, you calling Metagroomon his base form? You?
Yes, I am.
Take your little small ass out.
What the heck? What is getting this, bro? But you see, but as the audience, I'm kind of curious. Do you guys think the same way I do? But I think there's I feel like you have people that just want to spend money to spend money. You know, I think you have those people that's like, once you really get engulfed in the game. Because like, for example, like League of Legends, when you start competing, actually playing the game, you might buy those skins, but you really like this champion, right? You know, you really like this champion, you're really good at this champion. You start.
I tried to max rare out blue.
Yeah. It's a sense of pride, you know, like you're really good with this thing. You want to look and be the best you possibly can. I definitely did that, you know. So I wonder if that's like a thing, like a common trend. Like that's pretty. That's interesting.
Like I would agree.
I would agree. It's a common trend against like all sports. You want the best tennis racket. You want the best swimming shorts. You want the best goggles for swimming.
Well, I won't say the best. I would say because let's say your example, go up on stage, you want to look nice. You have to keep in mind that the only things these cars are is just like the upgraded rarity versions of themselves. I would say it's more of I have a tennis racket, like I have a tennis racket, but I want it to look good. So let me go get the same tension strings, the same framework, but maybe a different.
Chromed out.
But have it chromed out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or let me get a more vibrant color so everyone can see it while I'm playing.
And I think it's just. I feel like it just comes down to a sense of pride. It definitely comes down to a sense of pride. Once you're engulfed, it's definitely like a pride thing. It's like I want to make sure that because once you're engulfed, because you don't when you spend money,
be proud of what you're doing.
Yeah, you want to be proud of what you're doing because it's not necessarily for people to see. It's for something for you to see.
I don't know what you're talking about. Proud. You know how much money you have to put in a max rarity deck?
All right. Look at it this way. I lay out a max rarity purple deck.
At least $3,000.
I know.
Well,
okay.
So I will agree, but I'll say it's a pride in a certain area.
Yeah.
Because for an example, Tom may want to max ride out his deck because he has pride in what his deck looks like. Mm-hmm. For someone like me, I do not. Mm-hmm. I have pride more in my creativity of how my deck performs.
Right. Yeah. So you want, again, as I said, the recognition title.
Right. I'm more of a recognize me for how I'm playing or how my deck plays originally. Because I try to build mine a little bit more creative than anyone else's. That's where my pride comes from. Tom may say I'm strong. He knows he's strong, but Tom also he keeps pride in how he looks. I want my yellow war Greymons to be maxed out. Mm-hmm. I need these things to bling. I'm already strong. Playing a yellow deck, let these things bling. I want to show this off. I don't care about showing it off. Or I like to say, I don't care about being pretty.
Mm-hmm. I think I agree with you for the point that it's like for maybe others see, but for me personally, it's kind of for me to see. It's like something like how like those people get tattoos, and it's just like it's on some part of the body that you won't normally see, like on their back or something. Mm-hmm. It's for you. It's not for anybody else. It's just for you, and it's a pride that it's hard to explain. Maybe it's not the case, but I do agree with this much. The detective was onto something. Mm-hmm. The detective's
always onto something.
He's onto something. Like
those.
But he's also building the bodies.
Okay. Yeah. You onto something. Now, let's go on to the other point where you stayed at the beginning of the podcast of what we're going to talk about. Go ahead, detective. What was it?
How do we as a community determine who the best player is? Right. Not with like a tournament. So if we don't have them. How do we as a community determine who's the best?
Yeah, and we're not talking about people who come on and, no offense to this person, self-proclaim themselves to be the best. Or who maybe win one regionals and, think they're the best. How do we determine the best players?
I would say you have to look at all the big events that a particular person is playing at.
The accolades?
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you see a player and they're continually getting into like the top 16, top 8, top 4,
They're probably doing something
finals, you know that it's not just a deck, that it's an actual player that is playing to their best abilities. So I would consider people that you see on a regular basis showing up at big tournaments, not just locals, but regionals, 5K tournaments, or lower K tournaments, and just showing up and winning.
Wow, that's good.
Okay. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Cause yeah, that right there was really good.
Yeah, because I feel like your accomplishments are a testament to your skill.
Right. Accomplishments, testament to the skill, just like in any other sport.
Confident, testament to skill, and again, as
like how do we determine who's the best basketball player?
Very strong.
Person who scores the most points on the team. It's not like
The MVP.
the MVP on the team consistently. It doesn't have to be on a specific team. It just has overall consistently. Hey, this one football player just is like really good because they consistently is able to catch the quarterback's football and get a touchdown with it.
Yep.
We have a good running back. How do we know we have a good quarterback? He consistently connects the ball with the important people that needs to get that touchdown.
I feel like you're very passionate about that one.
Football season is here.
Football season,
Right.
woo!
So I feel like it makes me wonder why, as a community, we look at these individuals, like happening in Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, so on and so forth. We look at these individuals that put themselves in this position and says they are the best, and then only show off maybe like 2 or 3 accolades, and everyone's just kind of famed. Like, I wonder if it's just because media is being pushed to their face, and this guy said he's self-proclaimed, and this guy said he's self-proclaimed. You're like, oh, he must be self-proclaimed, but these 3 people just said they are. You know?
See, with those people, I see them as professional wrestlers. You can call yourself the shit all you want, but you better show up and win that belt, otherwise you trash.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of. Let me go back. I've seen a few content creators who call themselves the best, one of the best, or the best there ever was.
True change.
Join events. Have all these viewers, right? Have all these viewers backing them up, supporting them, which is fine. You're a content creator, by all means. Take an L. Win. Take an L. Take some more L's. Now your record is not, to me personally, is not standing up to you being the best. Granted, we are playing a TCG. Things can't always go your way. Sometimes your luck just run out. You just break 2 matches in a row.
There are days.
It happens. But ratios are a thing. You can build your deck in a way that you work these ratios around to the point where you're not always losing, you're not always breaking. But we've seen, I ain't gonna name him. We've seen this one guy have all these streams. All these people in there saying, I am the best. I am the best. Join the regionals and
Got
flop.
scraped.
Flop. Got scraped. I don't see you up there.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah. So I would say like
So-
a good or the best players will be a person that doesn't really flaunt it, or they don't have to say they're the best.
I think the best players
know.
are the silent players. They're the players who you just roll up to like tournament after tournament. Hey, I got like 16th here. I got 8th here. You just see their name. You just see their name pop up consistently. You go to tournament, you see the name. I see Mustang, rank 16. Oh, I see Mustang, 8 here. Oh, Mustang made it to 2nd place here. Mustang made it to 4th place here.
They don't have.
They don't have to win.
They don't have to say it. People just know it.
Now, of course, this really goes to the content creators because, like he was mentioned earlier, these for our game Digimon, just for this one, our content creators are in our face. For us to really enjoy the media of where Digimon is, we go to our content creators primarily.
Yeah, due to coronavirus.
See
COVID,
exactly
everything.
what they're doing. The content creators have one thing non-content creators have. They have a track record to show progress. The videos you put up show us how you are learning and how you're evolving. Now, going off what he said earlier, and what you said, if you are in an event throughout your career and you're flaunting how good you are, me personally, I don't think you're all that hot stuff. You're hot stuff to me for two reasons. One, your persona is so well spoken, it makes me believe it. It's easier to believe someone who's well spoken and more confident in themselves, regardless if there's a lie or not. It's easier to believe it.
So individuals that are charismatic.
Right. The second one is, if they still hold a title that everyone will still recognize them for. If you won a regionals one time and you lost the next 3 tournaments, it's okay. Kevin, in my eyes, you are a regional holder. I will always hold you high. A year from now, let's say you're that same charismatic, energetic guy. You could be taking L's for all I care. I'm still your supporter, and you still topped in the region not so long ago. This is to me why I think what he was saying, not really silent content creators or silent players, it's the ones that don't throw their stuff away, like throw their stuff out there, how they're winning and so on and so forth. This guy's trash. This guy's not good.
Humble.
Humble. I believe when the player is humble and we're showing progress, we see one thing that I don't see from, I don't want to say his name, but from a particular content creators. We see.
You're really just trying not to
I'm trying not
on
to,
blast.
because I don't want to do that.
So hard.
We
Because you
see.
don't wanna blast
We
anybody.
see the person.
I would blast somebody though.
We see the person evolve.
Not under our name.
And this person I will name. Benjamin Lee. We've been with him since the beginning. We've watched him. We've all played against the guy. We watched his progress. When he streams, I'm not saying, people, you can't do this, you can't do this, whatever. Whether they're random people, scheduled people, when he plays, we see him do one thing that I don't see what other contestants are ready to do. He'll ask himself, he'll probably mute himself, and he asks himself, is this the right play? Should I do this? You know what? If I do this, I think this will happen. He's speaking out loud to us, letting us know that that's his thought process.
Yeah.
When you speaking out loud, even, because like I said, we're watching him. We can see him grow. After he makes a decision, if it hurt him, he'll say it. If he benefits from it, he'll let you know, man, that worked out.
It sounds like you enjoy. It's like you're looking at a story.
You're looking at a story.
You're looking at.
He's not saying he's the greatest. He's not saying he's the best.
He's rising up to it.
He's rising up to it.
So Benjamin Lee should get his own anime.
And again,
And just recently,
yes.
and not too long ago,
He's a main
not too long ago,
project,
we
his
all
anime,
seen
like-
Benjamin Lee top in our
Yeah.
regionals.
So he should be a protagonist.
He made it there. Now, granted, he I think he's taking a break. I don't know. He may not be playing in any more big tournaments, but we've seen him grow. We've seen him finally get to that point where he topped in a regionals. He has other big tops that I'm assuming, whether they're like 5Ks, thousands, big hosted tournaments, whatever. He even joined our event. But we've seen him progress, and he did not flaunt his name. He did not say I'm the best. He played against some of the best. But we've seen him progress his story.
and with huge asterisks, the best is still our opinion, our own opinion.
Now, at that point, without him saying he's the best, we can say, Benjamin Lee, I know Benjamin Lee, he's one of the best. Wow. We saw his story, we know his story, we can prove it.
And we know if we sit him down right in front of you, he'll give you a run for your money.
Right.
That's the thing. He'll give you a run for money. I'm not saying he's gonna beat you. I'm saying that he'll put up a good fight against you.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
I would probably classify somebody as one of the best after the regionals is done and they have that other tournament with the finalists. Well, because yeah, you were lucky enough to get into into the top. What was it 8 to get into a finalist?
Yeah, something like that.
So you have 5 or so tournaments, top 8, and then you winning that with all the people that did really good. That's when you show that you are one of the top players.
Because in card games, like unlike every other sport out there, decision making is key. Deck building is key.
Luck is also a factor.
Luck is also a factor.
Because even when I played tennis, like even though once I hit that ball with my racket and it releases, there's still a lot of factors that go into it. When did that ball hit the end of my racket when I released it? Am I going to move back to the center? What are the chances on that? Once that ball crosses to the other court, that is a chance now. And the chance is controlled by my opponent.
The ball.
He's not telling me I'm going to hit it left. I'm going to go left. It's not guaranteed. There's a chance. Then once he hits that ball and it connects, he's picking the direction, but it doesn't mean that ball is going to continuously go in that direction after it releases. Because there's top spin, side spin, slicing. It can like go backwards toward his side. It can drop. I don't know. All I can do is prepare myself, do the best play I possibly can, put myself in a comfortable position, and wait.
And the best players always lose. That's the thing. Best players will always lose. You can't be the best without your losses.
You're right. You definitely can't be the best without your losses.
That is true.
And that's why I said, if you don't get angry when you get those losses,
You're not a competitive.
you're not a competitive player.
And the other thing is
You're
you're
not-
not
or
playing
you're
a
not
broken
competitive
deck that's
enough.
just like, oh, the meta. You're not the best person if you can just pick up the best deck in the game and play it. That's just not how it goes.
I personally believe, if you're a competitive player, if you did your best in every match possible, if you cannot answer the question, what
Did I put
could have done better?
100% out
Yes.
on that field on that day?
And what could you have done better? Like if you can't answer those two questions, did I put 100%? And if you say yes, then your next question would be, what could I have done better? Because if you give your best shot, you're gonna look back and be like, what did I mess up in? You know? Because if you can't answer that question, then you probably didn't mess up hard enough. You didn't give 100%. You know? Because no one's perfect.
Right.
Everyone's gonna mess up somewhere in that area. You can't be perfect in every area.
Oh, there was one game, those two games where both players just
Shut up.
the both players just brick so badly that you just can't play the game.
Bro.
Corey witnessed it.
Hey,
I witnessed it.
even in that match, you either be
And
the
look,
best.
Mega Zoo always bricks.
For the game that we are playing.
I feel like Megazoo never can brick.
Well,
Yes.
It's all about hard playing.
for the particular game that we're playing, I'm glad that you brought this up. For this particular game we're playing, this is also another reason why this is another thing what determines a good player. If he's afraid to hard play or not. In Digimon, you can always play a card. Unless your hand is stuck with unless you're getting choked at 1, maybe 2, 3. But your Megas can always get hard played. Your Ultimates can always get hard played. People fear hard playing because it gives the opponent too much memory, as they call it, too much memory, and they can go all the way up and do something to you, which can possibly set you behind. If you are a good player, you know what you can possibly do next turn, and you know what your opponent can possibly do. You are a competitive player. You know what that person can do. You have research on them.
You put the time in.
You know they have cards that are not or exist to your knowledge. Hard playing a card, for an example, let's just go with an ultimate. Let's say at the beginning of the game, I don't have any other moves than throwing down my rookie on my raising area. The game gives me 2 options. Pass, you go to 3, or hard play something. Me personally, a competitive player will weigh the decision on the benefit that he will receive the next turn, not the fear of what he's giving the opponent. Just because I give you 7 should not hold me back from the potential turn that I could gain next turn. Because let's say I pass my turn and give you 3. On your turn, you could possibly go all the way up to maybe Mega if you want to. put down a rookie, digivolve for 1, digivolve for 2 with an ultimate, digivolve for 3 for Omega. Now, I'm at 3. I have a rookie. I am sort of in the same position as I was last turn if I did not get a champion. Do I pass my turn again? Or do I now decide to give you an ultimate?
Mm-hmm.
Depending on my matchup, yes, I probably would have gave you 7 on my first turn. But you only went to Mega, but you can't do anything with it. It is my turn now. My ultimate is out there. My rookie's possibly coming out. I can comfortably go into my Mega and end my turn. You're Omega and I'm Omega. The only thing is, the only difference is I'm missing inheritables. But I can fight you now. Swing if you want to. Depending on what I'm fighting, I can kill it. There's other scenarios we can go into, but I'm not only going to it. But that's what I'm saying. That's what my opinion is on terms of good player. Is the ability to hard play something or not and weigh the decisions. And not be fearful of giving it out. Megas exists for a reason. One person was like, I'm gonna hard play all these Megas and see what happens. If you can't get them off the board, guess what you have to deal with?
Megas with good skills.
Megas with good skills.
Yeah.
That's the whole gist of it. I'm not saying there's a difference between Megazoo and just a regular deck. Megazoo throws down a Mega. Throw down a Mega.
Would you say the same concept applies to Rookie Rush, but they're hard playing rookies?
When it comes to Rookie Rush, I still say it's somewhat of the same. You have to weigh the difference. If I give them 3, then what? If I give them 7, then what? What can I do if I give them either or? Because in the end of the day, Rookie Rush is going to do exactly what it is meant to do. Keep throwing these things out and smacking your security. If you don't have anything, because if you have to weigh the options, you're either going to delay the inevitable, or you're going to fight against it the best way you can. Rookie Rush is not stopping. It will never stop. It's built on just slapping down rookies. You're passing your turn anyway, giving them 3. They're popping out at the very least 2 rookies. What they gonna do with it? They ram into your security. It's now your turn. You only got 3 memory. If you don't got a champion, are you gonna now throw the ultimate down? If you throw the ultimate down now, from 3, I'm just saying if it's a 7, from 3 they're at 4 now. It's still the same. Now you're 1 turn behind doing anything with your Mega. Guess what they get out? 2 rookies. They go from 4 to 1, throw down a rookie, and from 1 to 2, throw down another rookie. The same as last turn. They threw down 2 rookies. You still taking a hit. But if you went on threw down that ultimate the first time, yes, they probably would have got out 3 rookies. But depending on how your deck works, you probably already got a Mega that can fight back against what they're doing. Lord Nightmon, for an example. Hex Blaumon. There's ways to fight back. You just have to construct your deck the right way and say, look, because they even know with my black deck, sometimes I don't even have a freaking champion. But I built the deck in a way that if I have to hard play something, which is an ultimate.
You don't have a champion, you don't have an ultimate, you don't have nothing.
I just throw that ultimate down. That, what's his name? Barrymon, whatever the fuck it is. I forgot his name already.
War Mazimon.
War Mazimon, I forgot his name already. That's how you know I'm hungry.
I've actually seen you hard play what's this? Craniumon a few times.
Yeah. Even a Mega. Sometimes I'll hard play a Craniumon and just be like, look, I played this, you come check me.
And I'm sitting here playing purple, be like, I can't retaliate against you.
Yeah, and which is this is on point.
I'm over here playing. I'll just money shoot down.
Yeah, this is on the topic, but it's a little bit off. It's where I think some of the competitive players can elevate themselves to higher heights by getting over the fear of what someone else can do to them if they give them too much memory. The memory in this game right now has been problematic in the mind. If I give them too much, I can end up losing. If I give them too little, I can win. Instead of thinking, if I give them this, what can they do? If they can't check me, what can I do?
which is all about the change.
We at the beginning we were all on this boat, which is a check. I play something, you check me. If you can't, I keep going. Or you play something, if I can't check you, you keep going. If you play something I can check you, now you have to not respond to my check. We've all kind of moved away from it. It's more of I am fearful of doing too much. That's to me where this game has gotten in overall meta. It's I don't want to do too much because I'm giving you too much. Don't be afraid. And I'm pretty sure more plays can be made if someone goes like, look, I'll give him 4 and set up for my next turn. Well, that's my little 2 cents on that one.
Okay. All right. So, to make a closing statement, anyone else?
Schnaw.
No.
More bodies, pile them up.
What, you talk about the detective or?
All around the table because we all competitive out here.
Well, shoot.
We all trying to build our
Now it
records.
just comes down how thirsty are you for it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess.
Thirsty enough.
Okay, yeah, no, there.
I
You
mean, I
answer.
know people that play the game that are strong, but they're just not competitive enough.
Yeah.
No, those are
All depends on how your mindset is.
Yeah. All right.
I
then.
refuse to lose.
But all right, ladies and gentlemen, comment down below what you think the definition of a competitive player is. I think on that note, for me personally and everyone else here, I think we feel like a competitive player is definitely someone that hungers for it, will go out of their way to progress themselves, will get angry at a loss, whether it be rage quitting or so and so, or flipping a table, and definitely someone that may take pride in what they're doing by showing it in various ways, whether it be through their creativity, through their rarities, and so on and so forth. But again, comment down below, like, subscribe, and anyone else have anything to say before we close out to our audience?
And as that bell did,
All right.
ding that bell. Notifications.
All right, everybody. Be safe. This is Isaac from Battlecore signing out.